After Monday Night Football, they asked Michael Vick, "What are you gonna do now?" He said, "I'm going to Disneyland. And then I'm gonna make Pluto and Goofy fight to the death."
Vic is the shit. Can you believe the Commissioner Gill fined Zach Walters for intentionally winning last week?
No. Actually, the Commissioner Gill fined him under the "a player on bye week in a starting spot with intent on losing game" clause of the COC.
Walters won the game. You dumb fuck. That's empirical proof that he didn't try to lose the game. He started Vic. And Vic is the shit.
Starting a player on bye is a form of neglect and tantamount to intentionally losing a game.
Then how come the COC stipulates starting a player on bye will likely result in no fine?
The league is not unsympathetic to the encumbering free agent process, sometimes preventing a bye week fill-in from being picked up. Oftentimes, it can make strategic sense not to pick up a bye week fill-in at all.
You bring up 2 points and Walters satisfies them both. He was busy at work last week and Janikowski is the #1 kicker. Thus, if you deny either of his two valid arguments, that would make the Commissioner Gill a tyrannical busybody who has the power to delve into owners' basic right to improve their teams as they see fit.
Kickers are fungible and can be added with minimum effort. However, as the loony bidding for Mason Crosby this week demonstrates, owners can act outside the paradigm, and that's okay and even encouraged. But that's besides the point. Whatever validity those arguments hold is superseded by the circumstances at hand. Bye weeks conveniently occur only in the first 10 weeks of the year. Thus, with possibilities abound, it would be highly unusual to find a team tanking so early in the season. The violation occurred in the 10th and final week of byes. Simply the Best was ironically in dead last place going into their game last week. Simply the Best is decimated with injuries and started an injured Mike Hart. The owner is notoriously prone to favor tanking as a means of improving his team.
What a flimsy case. You say this circumstantial evidence is enough to infer I intend to lose the game?
Combine the circumstances with starting a player on bye and it is.
I don't think you understand the far-reaching consequences of what the Commissioner Gill did here. He has broken through the black and white rhetoric of the COC and delved into the grey area. A grey area that he should probably get shot in the fucking face for stepping into. The Commissioner Gill, through this callous action, has essentially stated that it's okay to dwell in the personal affairs of owners by mandating action potentially detrimental to the health, improvement, and sensible maintenance of each owner's own individual franchises.
The COC was written by the Commissioner Gill in about 20 minutes and in a fit of rage, but the COC is nevertheless astutely constructed and rock-fucking solid. Through the precedent set by this case, the colour of the COC should be well defined. Let's review what you seek to promote. You think Walters was busy at work. That all and well could be true, but it can just as easily be shown that a roster spot was consciously neglected either in hopes of losing or an indifference to competing. You think Janikowski is a justifiable player to hold on to through a bye. He can afford to eat the 0 for week 10. The fact that a last-place team can afford to eat the 0 is in fact grounds for a fine under the COC, as this is textbook neglect or intent to lose. Pick your poison.
The point is, you haven't proved your case.
A player starting on a bye is alone quite substantial evidence. Little else is needed to move forward.
What the hell? Why even have a COC in the first place?
The COC criminalizes tanking and neglect. It also disallows temporary roster expansion by forcing owners to pick up free agents promptly. Having a COC also allows the worst teams to get the best draft picks. For example, in Bill Simmons' Fantasy Baseball League, the second-place team gets next year's #1 pick, and the third-place team gets the #2 pick, etc. The last-place team not only gets stuck with the penultimate pick, they also have less money to spend at the auction. No matter how you look at it, you have to pay a price to ensure competition throughout the year.
During that ramble, I found my trump card. Walters owns Spencer's first-round pick next year. He has incentive to beat him and no benefit to gain from losing. Hook. Line. Sinker. Motherfucker.
Walters still owns his own pick and has a chance to get the highest lottery ball slot by finishing last. The number 1 pick is the most envied selection unless your name is Ryan Nelson.